So you want to do F7 faster. Tired of throwing your runs? Want to be like this guy and get a Necron sandal? The first two questions are answered here in this video, and the third one, that's only obtainable by subscribing to the channel and liking the Oh, wait, I'm Flame before. Anyways, today I'll be going over all of the best strategies for floor 7. Keep in mind that this is meant to be a guide for the fastest times, not the easiest completions. A quick note before we start, this video introduces a new form of calling terms. Instead of calling S1, 2B, 2T, 3, and 4, you call 1, 2, 3, 4, and device. Each of these have specified terms that are shown later in the video. Let's get into it. This first section is my party members' perspectives. Here at the start of phase 1, all 4 of them go up to get crystals. The first 2 that arrive take the crystal back down to the pad and wait there. Immediately after they place the crystals and Maxar enters the beam, the next wave will spawn, and the other 2 members will grab the crystals and take them down immediately. Then, everyone starts attacking Maxar to kill him as fast as possible. Now, my job as the Berserker is to take Maxar's aggro and lure him to the beam. Here at the start, I equip a Spirit Mask. However, there is a better way to do this. If you enter the boss and have a level 100 Phoenix Pet auto equipped, you can take Maxar to the beam, take off your armor and die, then equip a Spirit Mask and wait there for him to kill you again. These 2 items can make you invincible upon death, consequently giving you anti-KB for 7 seconds. In this time, Maxar will be stuck in the beam and hit twice. In the clip, I die with Spirit Mask and bounce through the beam. After I start falling, I immediately equip a Silverfish, wait a few seconds, then equip my Black Hat. This is to give me the haste effect while still giving me speed. I then create a Ghost Pickaxe and mine through this wall of cold blocks, bounce my head against a stair, and fall into phase 3. I spend the next 30 seconds running the third device to complete it before the phase even starts. To go between phases, you Ghost Block these blocks and run through the gap. Meanwhile, everyone else is clearing the area around the green and yellow pads, preparing for Storm to do his countdown. Their goal is to completely clear the area of mobs to avoid getting skulled into the lighting and to make padding significantly easier. The middle video is the person padding. Their job is to wait at the pad and wither cloak when Storm does his lighting. They then watch for Storm to move towards the green pillar and crush him as soon as he gets there. You should try to stand as close to the pillar as possible without getting crushed to secure a hit on Storm. Everyone then immediately runs to yellow and repeats this exact process again. At this point, I've also survived the lightning by cloaking. Following the lightning strike, I do the entire device except for one arrow which I've left at 1 click away. I then teleport back up to phase 2, help deal damage to Storm, and then I speedrun to phase 3 and I re-enter through the gap we created earlier. At this point, you should call for your team to leap, but I forget because I didn't think I would have time. Here's an example of my party doing terms. This wasn't the fastest, but it will give you an example of how it should go. One last note, when the archer finishes their terminal, they should last breath Goldor 3 times to reduce his defense. Here, at the end of phase 3, we have to kill Goldor, and you see those previous last breath shots come into play. The archer is shooting everything they can at Goldor, while the burrows is just AODS swapping for maximum damage. This next part of the video will be all of the most optimal routes for each terminal. If you'd like to skip all of this, just go to 724. Phase 4 is probably my favorite when it comes to unique tech we can do. If you have a Berserker, it's possible to have them time an axe throw to hit Necron the second he starts moving, immediately sending it back to middle and saving a few seconds. Though, this is very difficult and I don't even attempt it in this clip. At this point, everyone should go to middle and things get a little bit more complicated. One of your mages should activate their Wither Cloak, and your archer should last breath 3 times again. The Wither Cloak causes the last breath arrows to bounce, hitting Necron multiple times. Combining this with your Berserker throwing their AOTS without swapping, Necron will have 0 defense during this entire phase. After the archer has last breathed 3 times, their only job is to shoot Necron till he dies. Alternatively, if you don't want to cloak and or you don't have an archer, you can have a burst swap with a Valkyrie for a decent phase 4. Congratulations, you now know everything you need to get the fastest possible runs on F7.